You can hear me.
I can hear you. Craig Nasello. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I had to ask
A lo-
Jordan Dowdy.
a lot of people say it Nasello.
Nasello?
Nasello.
Okay.
It sounds just the way it's spelled.
Yeah.
Nasello.
Sometimes when I see the double L, I think a Y.
Yeah.
But you're obviously not Hispanic origin.
No, I'm Sicilian, Italian.
Okay.
Yeah. So my family come from Sicily. And I'm trying to remember the name of the town we came from. But my cousin and my aunt both have done a lot of research
Yeah.
on our family history, and my cousin, she just spent 2 weeks, I think it was last year, or year before last, over in Italy, like
Oh,
doing even more research, going to the birthplace of our grandfather,
that's
and
cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I've never been to Italy, so I like really want to go.
Yeah, that's a bucket list
But
trip.
yeah, definitely. But I want to go to Sicily if I go.
So your grandfather came over here.
Ellis Island, yes, through
Oh
Ellis Island.
shit, dude.
Yeah. Or wait, yes.
Is that
Great grandfather? No, it was great grandfather. I'm sorry.
It's
My
fine.
great grandfather. Yes.
That's cool though, man.
I think my grandfather was actually born in Sicily. If I'm correct, I might be wrong on that one.
Yeah.
I'd have to actually make a couple phone calls and
Yeah.
find that one out.
Right. Have you taken one of those like ancestry tests?
No, I haven't. Like, so I know my dad's side of the family is Sicilian. But my mom's side of the family is actually Cherokee Indian. My grandmother was a full-blooded Cherokee Indian.
Oh,
Cherokee
really?
Indian, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so my mom's mom was Cherokee Indian.
Oh, I thought I had Indian in me, but then I got one of those tests done, and turns out I don't.
I think I want to do one, but it kind of they scare me
Yeah.
for like weird reasons.
One guy went to jail because of those tests.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just watched a episode of was it Bull or NC one of the NCISs, I think, and that's how they
Really?
caught somebody. Yeah,
That's some
But
real
I was
life shit, though,
yeah,
dude.
yeah, it is.
Oh man,
You know.
I took one of those, and it turns out that I'm mostly just from like I'm half, basically from the UK, and then the other is like the Congo, Cameroon area.
Right on.
There's like a few other little spots in there, but it's getting more and more accurate. Whenever I first got it, it was all over the map. It was crazy.
Dude, I thought you were Mexican
Really?
for the longest
I
time.
get that all the time.
Well, I mean, because I've seen your mom,
Hmm.
and I've met your mom, lovely lady, and she's white. And then I was like, okay, well, his dad's probably like a Mexican or something.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't know.
Yeah,
You
yeah, my
know.
dad's black.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, dude,
Shit.
I get I
I'm just
get
kidding. Just picking on you now.
Yeah, dude, I get Hispanic a lot, or I get like I've gotten Middle Eastern. I've gotten
I don't see Middle Eastern,
I don't see that one either,
but I also work around a lot of Middle Eastern people,
yeah,
so I don't see that.
yeah,
Actually, I think you're. I would say more. Not even Mexican. I would say Spanish. Like
Yeah.
with your coloring.
yeah.
How dark you are. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
the other one I've gotten most is like Polynesian. I'm getting,
Polynesian,
and that's
yeah,
just
I
they
can
see
see
my
that too.
tattoos for the most part.
Yeah, you got some badass tattoos though.
Thanks,
I do
dude.
like your tats.
I appreciate it. But you just got back from we're speaking of Indian. You just got back from a fucking
Indian Resort.
Indian resort,
Yes.
Mohegan Sun.
Mohegan Sun. I spent 2 nights with Bellator.
Yeah.
Bellator 215 and 216, I believe.
Two really good cards.
Yes, two excellent cards. I had one of the nastiest cuts I've ever seen, and I've been doing this about 10 years now.
Yeah.
And I had this guy I don't know if it was a punch or if it was up against the fence, but he had an L shape in the top of his head.
Oh shit! Right there on the back like that.
And dude, it was deep.
Ugh.
It was deep. I
Could
mean,
you
I
see the
had,
bone?
yeah,
Yeah.
I had two swabs on it, and just, I mean, he wasn't bleeding, but I got the bleeding to stop, but it was nasty.
How do you get that bleeding to stop? You just cake on the Vaseline
Um,
and pressure.
there's so as a Cutman, we use epinephrine.
Okay.
So epinephrine is mostly used for like allergic outbreaks and stuff like that.
Right.
But we use it to stop
It causes
bleeding.
causes clotting really
No,
fast.
actually, it causes it causes everything to swell up and to shut the bleeding off. So
Oh.
it gets the cells to open
Oh.
and like stop to not clot it, but to I'm completely like losing my train of thought on
No, you're
how
fine.
I'm trying to explain it, but basically it swells everything up,
Yeah.
the membrane and stuff, and it just
Right.
cuts
So
the
all
blood
that
out.
pressure
Yeah,
just cuts off all the circulation.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Okay.
But it was 215, 216. I
215,
had
two
I had
sixteen.
to look through my email.
Yeah, man. I don't follow fights like I used to, but I definitely wanted to see that MVP and Paul Daly fight. I still haven't watched it though. I saw who won though.
Yeah,
Was it kind of lackluster?
yeah, it was lackluster, but I think Paul Daly fought the fight he needed to fight, and I honestly had him winning that fight.
I heard he exposed MVP.
Um, I had him winning that fight until the last minute and a half of the fifth round.
Really?
I did,
So how did they give it to the other guy?
because he got up and
Put it on him.
put it on him for
Yeah.
like the last minute and a half or minute or so.
Sometimes all you have to do is steal that last little bit,
I
man.
mean, that's all it takes sometimes. I
These
mean,
refs are jokes. I mean, yeah, these judges, they don't know. They don't know shit.
no, you can't say that because there were some judges there that have been in the sport that are refs
Yeah.
and judges. And there's one judge I know for a fact. He's been doing this a long time, and he's a really good
Yeah.
judge. I mean, he really is a good judge.
They're out there. They're out there. And I think as the sport grows, you will get better and better judges.
Well, you see a lot of fighters retiring and turning into judges
Yeah, that's
and
the move.
referees. Look at Frank Trigg. He's probably one of the best referees out there now.
Oh, he refs?
Oh yeah, he's a ref in California.
Oh, I did not
Oh
know
yeah,
that.
yeah, Frank Trigg.
He knows his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if of anybody you want reffing a fight, I think an ex-pro fighter with the caliber of Frank Trigg
Yeah.
is definitely somebody you want in that ring with you. Because
Yeah.
I mean, you lost John McCarthy being a ref. He retired. He's now doing commentary
Right. For Bellator.
for Bellator, which he does a great job. Loved him as a ref. Super good dude. Like one of the nicest people that I've ever talked to. And he, every time I see him, he's like, "Hey man,
Super friendly.
yeah, oh yeah, super friendly."
Yeah.
So then you've got other refs. I got a good friend, Greg Franklin, Rich Franklin's brother.
Okay.
Greg was 8-5 as a pro. He refs for Invicta, but he only refs for Invicta in Missouri.
Oh.
Super good ref,
Yeah.
just because he's been in that ring.
Right.
I'm not taking away anything from guys that have never fought, but I think if you have fought, it does help.
100%. It definitely helps.
I mean, it does, especially reffing, because
Well, especially in those situations where it looks like a lot isn't happening.
right,
But when you understand the battle,
Right.
you know what I mean, like on the cage or in
Yeah.
the ground, on the ground or something.
yeah, you get those, you get the boo birds going behind you. Oh, this sucks.
Stand
Stand
'em
them up, stand them up, and you're like, no, don't stand him up because this guy's about to choke the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
There's
There's
you're
some
like,
real shit happening
yeah,
right
they're
here.
like, you're just, and as people like us, I only fought once, but I did some jiu-jitsu tournaments. I wasn't great at it, and I knew that, but I didn't get into this until I didn't start doing this until I was like 32 years old. I had my first fight at 36.
Dude.
I was
Yeah.
36 years old when the first time, and it was just an amateur boxing match.
But still, you did it.
But I did it. It was fun. I had a good time. But I sat there. But to my point is when I get to a fight and I see so many fights. Like I work every single weekend almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're
I've
working
worked
in Invicta, you're working in
I work-
Bellator, you're working Shamrock.
I work for KCFA out in Kansas City. I got them this weekend.
Okay.
We got Shamrock in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I work for Nemesis here in town, in St. Louis. So I see anywhere from 15 to 12 fights a night.
Yeah.
Every single night I work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I've learned just by watching that, like, hey, this guy's going to do this or this guy's going to do that. And it's interesting, you find out little things and especially like listening to coaches.
Yeah.
Like, so I had, you have like coaches like Mike Rogers.
Yeah.
He's like I sat with him when Julius fought down in Branson, and it was Julius and gosh darn it, who else?
Lucas Clay fought
Lucas
on that one.
Clay
That
fought.
was LFA, right?
Yeah, LFA down in Branson, and man, what's his name now? I can't think of his name, and I hate Charles Johnson. Jesus, I cannot believe that just can. Charles is like one of my favorite guys to watch fight, and I'm
Yeah.
just like
He has
totally
a big fight coming up.
Yeah,
Are you working that?
March 9th. Yeah, me and Sid G will be working that show.
Yeah.
But I sit there and I've really never sat and just in the corner with Mike and listened and watched.
Yeah.
But watching him and Quentin O'Brien coach
Yeah.
from the sideline is like, wow. I mean, it was amazing to watch
Yeah.
and listen to. So I worked Mizuki's corner last year in Oklahoma for Invicta, and she had her coach was Ally Quintus head coach. God dang it, I can't think of his name.
I don't know either.
I'm drawing a blank. I can't remember
There's
it.
too many names.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah. And I try to remember everybody's name.
I
but
try.
The other one was Duke Rufus.
Okay.
Sitting in a corner with Duke Rufus is just like that wasn't her coach but watching Duke Rufus
to know
coach
who
somebody.
he is, yeah.
Yeah, watching Duke Rufus coach somebody, or it's like, oh my God, it's amazing to watch or sit and listen to those guys coach.
Yeah.
But then you get those people that are just like, get up.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, get in a real gym.
Yeah,
you
dude.
know, I hate saying that, but
It's true though.
and I have the utmost respect for everybody that gets in the cage. But at some point, you have to go train at a real gym with real coaches
If you want to make it.
if you want to make it.
100%.
I mean,
Yeah.
you had you still train at St. Charles MMA, right?
Yeah, man, I'm still in there doing
Okay,
jiu-jitsu.
I thought, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the legit gyms.
Yeah.
I mean, they've produced some killers.
Yeah, we've had a lot of killers. We got some more coming up. So I'm like the striking coach now for
Okay.
for Sammy Henson's son, Jackson.
Oh, Sammy's an awesome dude. He
Yeah.
works with us.
Yeah, Sammy's great, and he has a son, Jackson. He's 19 years old, savage wrestler. No, not a lot of striking, but we're working on it. We've been working on it for probably going on 2 months now.
Right on.
And he's going to fight in Kansas City in April on Shamrock.
Okay,
he's gonna have
nice.
his amateur debut. So
All right, cool. I'll be there.
yeah, I'm
That's
pretty
gonna be
excited.
awesome.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be a good card. But yeah, man, it definitely helps to have a good team behind you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to work security for all those old Jim Jenkins shows.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
That's like
So, dude, yeah, I mean, we've seen our fair share of just
terrible.
backwood bums going in there slugging it out.
And you know what? I'm not mad at those guys. I mean, they're
in there having fun.
Yeah, if that's what you want to do and that's what you want to have fun, dude, I'll still wrap your hands and fix your cuts and take care of you.
Yeah.
Just like I would take care of Michael Chandler or
Yeah.
Patricio Pitbull or Chet Congo. I mean, I'm gonna go in there and do what I got to do to help you.
Right.
But if you want to take it serious,
Yeah.
get in the gym.
Yeah, man, you can tell the difference between coaches. So I actually got to coach, and I cornered Jake Roberts one time. I think when RFA was still around. And
Was that down at the Chase Park Plaza?
yep.
Okay.
And I got to corner him with John Crouch. And this is before I really knew a whole lot about John.
Right.
But looking back on it now, I'm just like, holy shit, dude! Like I got to corner
Yeah.
with one of the best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's really fucking good.
Yeah. I'll tell you another one that's really good at cornering and really good coach is James Krause. Have you ever sit and listened to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like and I know you listen to those guys and you're just like, wow, it's just amazing because they say this stuff to their guys and their guys do it and you're like, okay, cool, they're listening. How do you get those guys, the other
Yeah.
people? Because you get those guys that, you go in there your first, second, one or two fights, you're not listening.
To nothing.
Nothing. You're
No.
just like, I'm in here and I'm gonna do this and
Everything's
let's go.
going so fast.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, what I do wrong? Everything. You did everything wrong,
Yeah.
but you won, or or you lost. Now we know what we got to work on, or you
Yeah.
know. But I mean, like I said, I have nothing but respect for every person that steps in a ring or a cage, or
Yeah.
I mean, granted, there's some guys that don't need to be in there, but I still
Yeah. Well, at least they have
at least they got the balls.
yeah, you can still respect that.
Yeah.
That aspect because not
Yeah.
everybody would want to step in there.
No, I don't want to step in there. I'm 43 years old.
I don't want to step in there anymore.
The only reason I'm stepping in there is if you're cut or hurt.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only
Yeah,
reason I'm
man.
going in there.
Yeah, dude, I just started worrying about my brain too much. Even thinking about getting hit.
Yeah, so I used to race motorcycles.
Yeah.
That's how I got into this, actually. So I used to train at CMMA Fighting Systems when it was still open. under Steve Knogle.
It was over in Granite.
Yeah, over in Granite. And that's where that's how me and Jordan know each other so well because we started around the same time. Um, and then I was actually just going in there to get in shape for racing motorcycles because I was trying to qualify for a amateur nationals that's held in at Loretta Lynn's Ranch every August.
Okay.
And just started doing it. Got in there, and I just kind of fell in love with it. And the racing kind of went to the side because I didn't qualify for Loretta's even though I should have, and I just screwed up. It was, I wrecked a couple times, had a couple bike problems, and it just happens.
Yeah.
But then I just started falling in love with the sport itself of MMA and the training aspect of it. You couldn't tell I trained any more today, but I absolutely just I loved it. And then Mike Driesbach, he got his tryout for the UFC
As a Cutman.
as a Cutman. Yeah, as a Cutman for the UFC. So that same weekend he was going to do that. We had Sal Woods fighting, and I think we had a couple of other amateurs fighting. And back then, all the coaches wrapped hands and knew how to wrap hands.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know when that transition happened.
I don't know either.
It used to be that you had to bring all your own stuff and wrap all your own hands.
So Mike was like, "Hey, does anybody here want to wrap hands? Learn how to wrap hands?" And yada yada yada. And I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I want to learn every aspect of this I can because I was just that much in love with the sport, and I still am. I love the sport. I love everything about MMA. I don't know what it is. It's two guys or two girls going in there and giving it their all. And some people are like, "Oh, it's so brutal." It's like, no, not really. Not to me.
Well, there's a couple things there, right? Because you have more ways to defend yourself.
Yes.
Whenever compared to like boxing or something. I mean, I can grab you and I can hold you for an
Right.
extended period of time, or I can take you down.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
There's more ways to win
There's
instead
more
of
ways
just
to win.
punching you in the face until you either drop or we go 12 rounds.
right, yeah,
And everybody talks about CTE. I mean, look at CTE in boxing and football.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I mean, there's
Absolutely.
two brutal sports. But that's what I was getting ready to say earlier with the motorcycle racing. That's one of the reasons. Well, that's not one of the reasons I quit racing, but it's kind of had something to do with it because I remember a few times I've hit my head pretty.
dude, you're going fast on those bikes.
Well, I bounced my head off the ground plenty of times. Like I've had probably 10 or 15 good concussions.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How long did you race for?
I raced from 1996 to 2010 or 11. I can't remember.
That's good 14, 15 years, man.
Yeah. When I had a break in between for a little, I had about a 2-year layoff. I got hurt and decided to step away for a while. And then I still had that urge to go race a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I miss it. I don't even own a motorcycle now at all.
You don't ride anymore?
I don't ride anything anymore. I sold my Harley last summer and I have a Jeep. That's my thing now.
Yeah, you still put the top down on that?
Got the top down on that, and but I do miss motorcycles tremendously. I watch racing on TV, and I'm like, I could still do that, and I'm like, then I get up and go get a drink of water, and I'm like, no, I can't.
Nope, sure can't.
Nope, I'm falling apart.
Dang. So you started real young.
I've been riding. I actually learned how to ride a dirt bike before I knew how to ride a bicycle.
Really?
Yes, I was 2 years old when I got my first dirt bike.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, my dad was a big motorcycle person, or is a big motorcycle person. We owned our own motorcycle shop and everything over in Alton.
So you
Illinois.
built bikes and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've done all that crap. I've drag raced. I've road raced. I've rode motocross. Motocross was my favorite. I love going fast.
Yeah.
I mean, street bikes, I could ride a wheelie for a mile and a half. Nowhere near like Cole Freeman.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you and Cole probably had some really good conversations.
Yeah. Cole's a good dude. He's probably one of my favorite people. He's a pretty funny dude, and I love to watch him ride. I mean,
yeah,
that dude is.
I've been following him on Instagram.
Yeah,
and
sick. Jumping that dresser, I'm like,
dude.
I've jumped dirt bikes, and I'm like, I know what it's like when you hit the ground, but jumping a big Harley Davidson dresser,
he's crazy, man.
Dude, that's a big motorcycle.
Yeah,
that's a big bike.
Yeah, he's sitting there riding wheelies with those big ass bikes.
Yeah.
What was it? I just saw an Instagram clip. It was like in this little square area in the backyard.
They're barbecuing.
Yeah, the barbecue. He's going around.
Yeah, he's doing circles on the back wheel. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I want to sit down with him.
You need to, dude. I'm sure he's got all kinds of stories to tell you.
I'm sure he does.
But yeah, so like I said, I started with CMMA, just doing that, and then I transitioned into I did the learn how to wrap hands, and I kind of already knew how to do cuts. I was an EMT in my early 20s.
Okay.
Like I went to school to be an EMT, and so basic trauma is it's simple if
Yeah.
you know what you're doing.
Right.
So that's how I ended up just transitioning to a cut man, which took me a long time to do. I mean, honestly, when Mike left and moved to Oklahoma because he got a job with the government, I took over the duties of the cut man for CMMA, and just took care of our guys for the longest time. And then my first cutman show was with first time I worked as a paid cutman was Steve Smith. I worked a Steve Smith show down
Those
at
Rumble
the
Time shows.
Rumble Time show down at Ameristar.
Yeah.
And then just kind of me and Sid G hooked up with me, and then it's just been kind of that's it. It's
The rest
been
is history.
yeah, it's just been rolling like nonstop, dude. It's been crazy.
Yeah. So did you do how many? How long would you say that you were a cut man for free?
3 years at least.
Yeah.
Every bit of 3 years. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember working Jim Jenkins shows for free.
Yeah.
Not getting paid anything, which I didn't care. I mean, I was just wanting the experience. I remember I would go down down to CMMA and sit and wrap hands before they sparred just to get practice.
Right.
You
That's
know,
what it takes.
it takes. I mean, I wrap my own hands, which this way is okay, or doing my left hand's okay, but my right hand would look like it was gonna fall off because
'Cause
I
you're
cannot do.
right-handed.
Yeah, I'm right-handed. I can't do
Yeah.
anything with my left hand. I'm terrible with my left hand. So, but yeah, I did that. Man, I've worked anywhere and everywhere. Like at one point, I was just like, if you pay me, I'll show up. I don't care where you fight at. You can fight in the middle of a field.
Yeah.
You know.
Some people do.
Oh, and I know. Trust me, I know. Like my brother. So we had fights in Alton, Illinois, in a parking garage of the Eagles.
Wow.
Like the first year we did it, the first time we did it on the very top of the parking garage, and the second time we did it, it was supposed to rain, so we're like, freaking out, didn't know what to do, so we put the cage on the bottom level,
Yeah.
and then we just started doing them all at the bottom level because it was cool, because it was loud.
Yeah.
It'd be like
It's like Fight Club.
yeah, basically, and the acoustics in the
Everything's
parking
just
garage,
echoing.
it was just so loud. It was fun. It was cool to be a part of that. I didn't do any of the cut work then. I just helped my brother run the show,
Yeah.
do whatever I could to help him get stuff together. But it was very, very cool. But yeah, I can't believe how long I've been doing this now.
Yeah, I know when you
It's
really think about it.
Yeah, I really think about it. It's like I've seen so much and I've done so much. And
Thousands of fights.
yeah, thousands of fights. I've seen so many people come and go.
Oh yeah.
So many promotions come and go.
Yeah, I was just talking to the Knuckle Junkies crew and Mike Rogers yesterday about it. There's so many small promotions just in
Yeah.
and out, man.
Yeah. Well, you get the guys that come in and they wanna swing their dick and act like a big shot and spend all this money and then realize, wow, I didn't sell shit for tickets and I
Right.
didn't sell nothing. It happens,
It does.
and I get that. But my I don't know. I just don't know what to
Yeah.
think about that.
I think a part of it was I think Fight Hard ruined a lot of promotions by giving away tickets.
that did hurt a little bit. Yes, I'm sure.
Because I would talk to people and it's just like people you'd hear like, oh, I'm gonna be fighting, and they'd be like, oh, you're gonna be fighting at the Family Arena, because
Right.
everybody's thinking free tickets,
Free tickets,
free
yeah.
tickets, free tickets. So it just devalued the ticket.
Right. Yeah, and I could see that. I could see that quite a bit. Um, they and I see what they're selling tickets this time,
I
right?
think so for like $10 though.
That's not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
but
You still have to pay for parking, I'm sure. That's how they get their money, right? It's like $20 for parking.
I was at the Family Arena
Yeah.
because I remember the first show I ever worked there. I ended up paying the $20, and I'm like, wait, I'm working. Why am I paying to park here?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Is this next show also at the Family Arena?
No.
Oh, okay.
Family Arena, from my knowledge, is under contract with Shamrock.
Oh.
So the next show for Fight Hard is at the Chaffetz downtown.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting.
That'd be a cool one though.
Yeah, because
still.
I remember Jared doing his show there, and I worked with John Davis then, and we had a good time. It was fun.
Pretty good turnout or no? It's a
I
big place.
it's a big place. It's so
It's so hard to
yeah. I
get
mean,
people in there.
and that was so long ago. I really honestly I don't remember
Yeah,
because
that's
it's
cool if you don't.
no. It's just like one of those things you're like, okay, what show was
It's just another show,
that?
man.
And I hate saying that like
But
that,
it's the
but
truth.
it's the truth. I mean, it's if people don't understand, it's like I work almost every single weekend this month in February. I've been booked. I've
Yeah,
been out of town every single weekend this month,
yeah,
and like I got to go to Kansas City this weekend, which is Saturday.
yeah,
And then I get a weekend off, and then I've got 3 or 4 weeks in a row.
yeah.
Like
It almost sounds insensitive to say
it does, and I feel
like
like I
it's
don't
like
want to.
everything for those fighters. It's
Yeah,
like this is what I've been
and I
training
don't want
for.
to, and I don't want to put it out like that, but
Yeah. But it is. I mean, it's just another weekend for you. But that doesn't mean that you don't give them the same level of
right.
attention. You know
Oh
what I
no no
mean?
no, absolutely. Like if I'm wrapping your hands or working your show, I mean,
Yeah.
I've wrapped your hands how many times?
Yeah. I can't. I don't even
You
know,
know,
dude.
yeah. I mean, I'm the only person that's ever wrapped Jordan Dowdy's hands.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like, you know, I take pride on in doing the best job to my ability that I can, and
Yeah.
if I let somebody down, dude, that bothers me more than anything.
Yeah.
You could come cuss me out and call me a dick and everything you want to my face, but if you looked at me and said I'm disappointed in you, that's gonna hurt me more than anything.
Really?
Yes, I don't know
Yeah. Well,
why,
dude, you rap amazing hands.
but I've always been that way. I mean, like I've always been built that way. Like that was the way. Like my dad, like when I was growing up, my dad's like, "You're so," my dad yell and scream at me, and then my mom would look at me and just go, I'm disappointed at you," and that would upset me more than my dad yelling and screaming at me,
Yeah.
beating my ass.
Yeah.
You know?
Just to have that like that knowledge that you let somebody down.
Yeah, dude, it's so hard. It's like, oh man, I really hope I didn't, And
Yeah.
it's just like, because you always want to give, and I'm that type of person that when I go to work, even in my day job, I want to do the best to my ability as I possibly can,
Yeah.
and I always want to bring my A game. Don't get me wrong, everybody has off nights, and I have off nights.
Right.
I mean, but it might not seem that to other people, but me.
Right.
Because if I see it, if I feel it's an off night, I know I'm gonna have an off night, but I still try to keep that to myself. And
Right. Stay as composed as you can and
yes,
still do your job. I mean, you're a professional, right? You show up.
yes, that's basically what I want to do.
Yeah.
I just want people to go out there, give it their all, and not have to worry about it if
Right.
they get injured. Hey, so and so's in your corner, he'll take care of it. Or this person's, wrap my
Yeah.
hands. I'm good. Let's do this.
Yeah, I always felt real confident knowing when you were my corner man, because like in the beginning of my career, like we had Matt Marsden, we were pretty lucky with that.
Fuck yeah, you were. Guys, Matt is awesome. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I'm being biased because he's.
I'm biased too.
I'm being biased because I do like Matt. Like we actually sat and talked this weekend, and like Matt is an amazing person and an awesome dude, and I cannot ask for a better person to be my boss.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, really, essentially,
He's just such a cool dude. Yeah.
he's such a good dude too. I mean, like you can just shoot the shit with him about anything, and
Yeah.
he's so knowledgeable about so much stuff.
Yeah, he is, man. And for the folks listening, Matt Marsden, head cutman for Bellator.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I can remember, him just, getting his chops on, those old Case Champ cards and just
Yeah.
going around everywhere. And then he just started working with Bellator, and then before you know it, he's like the guy for Bellator.
Well, yeah. Well, and then then don't forget about Dean Lassiter and Sid G. I mean, Sid
Yeah.
G's a St. Louis guy too, and then
Yeah.
Dean's a Chicago guy originally.
I don't think I know Dean.
He's got the long brownish blonde hair.
I think if I saw him, I
kind of
would know
looks,
him.
he kind of got the Fabio look going on. We mess with him. At least I mess with him about
He's with
it.
Bellator?
Yeah, he's with
Oh, I know what
Bellator.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
he's
Okay.
with Bellator.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, then you got Brandon Brillhart. He's a good dude too. Great cut man. He's from North Carolina,
Okay.
but he's also a Bellator cut man.
Yeah, dude, Bellator, they just have a good staff.
Dude, yeah,
Everybody's just so cool.
from front to back. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just like everybody's so nice. Everybody's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, then your buddy Mike Garrett works there, and
Yeah.
I think Kirk Huff works there every once in a while.
Yeah, I think maybe he feels. I know Alejandro was kind of
Alejandro
the first
was
one
there for a
on
while.
there. Yeah, I don't know. He's not still working. With
I
him,
don't
is
think
he?
so.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
for
think he
sure.
got Garrett on board. I think Alejandro was first, and then Mike Garrett came.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went. But yeah, like Garrett's such a good dude. I mean, everybody's like super nice and super easy to get along with, and
Yeah.
it's a team.
Right.
I mean, it's like it's the epitome of a team. Like everybody knows their job, and everybody does their job to like an amazing ability. And
Yeah.
just to set, it's like so they had two shows, like a Friday night and a Saturday night show this past week, and or that last week, and it's just like I just kind of set back because other than being a cut man, I don't have a lot to do, but I just sit back and watch everybody a little bit, and it's just like
Well,
everybody
it's a
just
well-oiled machine.
very well-oiled
It's so
machine.
nice to be a part of a team, right? When people are helping each other and everybody's doing their job and
I
everybody's accountable.
I tell you what, Shamrock's the same way, dude.
Dude, yeah.
I mean, you came to what, two or three? Or is this two? You've worked for us now, or
Just the one.
just the
Just the
one?
one. So they had me working all the local shows.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not traveling to KC.
Okay, not doing Casey yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, so just with that, I mean, everybody has their job,
Yeah.
and everybody does their job, and then like Rob Donaker,
He needs an assistant. I told him that.
dude, he does need an
He
assistant.
really
That man
does.
does need. He needs somebody because he is the glue that holds
He
everything
does
together.
a ton.
Yes, that guy.
Rob needs me. Is what he needs. He needs
There
me
you
to
go.
be.
There you go. You need to. We need to take Jesse if you're listening to this.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, but Shamrock is. I mean, and they're a local promotion, but they've been around what 21 years now.
Something like that. They've been around for a long
You know,
time. I don't know
and
when they started.
I've been with them for four, maybe going on 5 years now.
Yeah.
Four, something like that. And Jesse and Rob, dude, they treat me great. They treat me like family.
Yeah.
They're good people to me.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had nothing but good experiences.
Yeah, nothing but good experiences. And just like any other family, it's we screw with each other and
Yeah.
have fun with each other. But we also, when it's time to work, we get our work done, and
Yeah.
we try to do the best that we can,
Right.
at all times. And like I said, everybody knows their role, and everybody does their role very well.
Right. Dude, so what keeps you still working a day job?
Insurance,
Okay.
and so I have to keep insurance on me and my son.
Yeah.
And then,
kinda life obligations.
the day to day, I have to still have a steady paycheck. Yeah, I have 4 shows this month, but January I only had 1 show.
Yeah.
So I've got to make sure I still have, I still got a house payment, still got a car payment.
Right.
Still got to pay the,
You still gotta live, man.
right. I still got to
Okay.
put food on the table.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Because some people would hear that, they're like, "What do you do?" I mean, like, you're living the dream, dude. You're
Yeah.
traveling all over the country.
and I work a 40-hour regular job.
Yeah, that makes. How do you find the time? Is the real question. That's probably a better question,
I don't sleep. I don't. No.
dude.
I no, seriously. So my day job is pretty cool, or not cool, but it's a cool job. I work for the biggest salty snack company in the world. I'm not going to say who because I
Yeah.
really don't,
Yeah,
but they've been really cool about letting me have off
yeah.
if I have to go out of town on like a Thursday. I'm afraid that's going to change soon. So
We'll see.
I'm worried about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But for the most part, man, I start my day at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm off by 12 or 1 every day.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it's not that bad,
I'd prefer that schedule. I like waking up early.
it don't bother me. I mean, I've been doing it for 18 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it for so long. I'm used to doing it.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's just another day.
Yeah, I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. That's just because I couldn't sleep. I usually wake up by 5 though.
So yeah, well, like last night, I was worried because I fell asleep after I got off work for like a couple hours, and usually if I do that, then I'm like I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
So I took a melatonin, and I think I was asleep at like 9 o'clock last night, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Because then I got like 7 hours of sleep, and I couldn't believe it.
That's
I'm like,
huge.
I woke up and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so good. Let's go do
It's like,
this.
this is so weird.
Yeah, but I definitely get those nights where I don't sleep, and it's just like, this
Yeah.
is gonna suck.
Yeah, you just feel like your body's just a little drained,
Yeah.
but you're just like in the zombie mode.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just go through your motions. You're like, oh, let's do this. Let's get this done. But for the most part, I actually, I like both. I like both my job. I like my job.
Yeah.
I love my other job.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. If I could be a cut man full time, there'd be no doubt in my mind I'd do it. I'd do it right now.
Yeah.
I'd quit
Yeah.
tomorrow, but I can't.
Right. I mean, there probably only a handful of people who are making like a full-time living as a cut man these
I
days.
think there's maybe 3.
Really?
I think it's Matt, Marsden, Rob Monroe, and Jacob Stitch Duran. I think that's the only three that are doing it.
Dang.
And as a full-time cut band, I don't know, and I don't know about the guys over in Europe, but I
Right.
think that's I'm not 100%
Or
positive.
maybe even like the boxing scene, right? Because
Yeah, boxing.
boxers have to have their own dedicated cut
Yeah,
man, and they get a certain percentage or whatnot, right?
yeah, I believe it's
I,
something like that. I
yeah, I
don't
don't know
do
how
much
it works. Yeah,
boxing.
I don't.
Yeah,
But
I've always done. In fact, I got asked that over the weekend. I had a coach go, "You come from the boxing world, right?" No, I come from the MMA world.
yeah,
I've never done. I've done boxing, but not. It's all been amateur boxing.
yeah,
I don't do a lot of. I don't have a lot of pro boxing
yeah.
experience.
I didn't know anything about it until Stitch Duran kind of parted ways from the UFC, and there was all this news. Like I think who did he corner? Did he corner Mayweather or somebody? He was going to corner a boxer.
Oh, he cornered. So he was with the Klitschko's for years,
Okay.
and then he was also with. Gosh darn it, what's his name? He retired just not so long ago. He was real good, and I cannot think of his name now. Andre Ward.
Okay.
Andre Ward. He was with him for a long time.
Oh, so he's making checks off those fighters.
Yeah, so he was making good money with them, I'm sure. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Like the Klitschko's, I'm sure took care of him.
Hmm.
The one guy I would love to be a cut man for is that Lomachenko.
Oh
I just
yeah.
want to sit in this corner and watch him fight.
Dude, he fights in the Matrix,
Oh
bro.
my God, dude, that guy's amazing, ain't he?
Holy cow.
I just seen a video of him and TJ Dillashaw sparring on Facebook earlier today.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, that was cool. I was like, so go to the Lomachenko's fan page.
Yeah.
That was
He
pretty
just
cool.
has such amazing movement.
Oh yeah, just watching that guy, it's like, how?
Yeah.
I mean, how do people? I mean, you see it coming before it's
Yeah.
even there.
Some people are just so next level, man.
Oh yeah,
So
and
so
you
next
see it
level.
so much. I mean, like you can see the levels of people,
Yeah.
and watch just in even just locally
Hmm.
watching guys go from like their first fight to their 10th fight. You're like, okay. And
Hmm.
then they get in the pro ranks, and then they can start using elbows and knees to the head and this and that, and then it keeps gradually going.
Yeah.
It's amazing to watch. Like I've watched Jordan grow up from an amateur all the way to a professional.
He did it relatively fast too.
Yeah, he's got this thing with age. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
I get it.
He started later.
He started late.
Yeah.
Now his brother Jake, I don't know if I don't know how Jake's doing. I haven't talked to him in a while, but
Saw him at Fuji.
see him at Fuji.
Yeah. I don't know if is he back to training now some
I
or
think he's doing a little bit.
I mean his back is kind of
Yeah.
iffy, you know.
Jake
so,
was really good.
Yeah.
Jake starting out was really good, and it's a shame he got hurt. I'm trying to think of who else there was that I watched from like the very beginning. But those two are I for sure because they were in our gym.
Right.
So it's like I remember their very first amateur fights.
Yeah.
And well, heck, I watched you pretty much grow up.
Yeah, man. I've been around for a long time. So have you.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Dang, dude. So, what was your worst injury with? I mean, you said you had a pretty bad one with motorcycles. I mean, when you crashed with racing, right?
I actually really not. I didn't really get hurt that much. I broke this wrist, my right wrist 6 times one
Yeah.
season. So like that's as far as I can bend it now. Like so,
Oh, shit.
I kept breaking a navicular bone. And if any motorcycle enthusiasts know, that's what ended Rick Johnson's career. Is this? There's a little bone right here. It sits underneath your thumb, and it
Okay.
gets terrible blood supply. So I kept breaking it. And then I just said screw it and started taping my hand and racing with a broken hand for a while.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it was or a broken wrist, but it wasn't that bad. It's like it still hurts today, but it's just arthritis.
You stretch it or anything?
I used to, and dude, I don't care no more. I just don't care no more.
It's fair, man.
I just I just
Yeah.
I want to have fun and just enjoy what I do now.
Yeah.
I,
I
you
broke
know.
my hand whenever I was in high school. I was 18 years old, and I punched a car window.
Oh, that was smart.
Yeah, I know, I was real smart, right? So now I have 2 plates in there and 12 screws, and
And every time I asked you, is there any injuries I need to know about? No.
No, there's nothing to worry about. It's all good.
I know,
No,
but
never any issues, but you can see the hardware
yeah,
moving.
yeah.
But I just know one day my hands is gonna be so crippled. It's just not. I'm not gonna be
Um,
functional.
just depends. I mean, you take care of yourself pretty good.
I try.
Yeah, so I mean,
Stem cells are amazing too. I mean, I'll just shoot them in there.
yeah. I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, there's
Technology's coming
stem
so
cell.
far.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like I've had a couple people because I have to actually have a hip replacement.
Okay.
So I've had people say, "Well, have you tried stem cells?" I don't know if stem cells would work with what I have. So I have avascular necrosis. So it means my bone is not getting enough blood supply. So
Yeah.
it's dying slowly dying. The
Yeah.
ball is starting to like get flat spots on it. So that's
Yeah.
what's causing me my pain. But here's the
Mm.
problem: I have it in both hips.
Oh
I
shit.
only have it, the left hip is the right hip is the worst. The left hip doesn't bother me at all.
Did racing cause some of that, you think?
No, it's
Did you
just
ever do big jumps?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Yeah. I jumped. So I didn't like or so there's two different aspects of motocross or racing dirt bikes. There's supercross, which is indoors and really tight, and there's outdoors, which is more wide open and like you have to be super fit to do it
Yeah.
because it's literally 35 minutes plus 2 laps of nonstop as fast as you possibly can go
Okay.
over anything and everything.
Yeah.
I never raced supercross because I was scared of it. Straight up, I did not like supercross because it was so tight, so confined.
Yeah.
And back when I started doing it, it was like the Wild Wild West. I'm like, I see people getting jumped on all the time
Oh.
and stuff, and I was just like, nah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'll stick to the outdoors.
Yeah.
I like going fast anyway.
Hmm.
So I always tried to race the outdoors, and I always raced the outdoors. I did a couple of smaller arena cross series, and those are even worse because like they're in hockey rinks.
Oh.
Yeah, so like
Yeah, that's not very
you know,
big.
go to Scott Trade and move like the first 10 rows back, and then put a track in.
Yeah.
Not Scott Trade, but Enterprise now.
Yeah. How many names has that place had?
10, I think. But you know, but like a Supercross would be in the dome.
Hmm.
You know, in fact, it was there for years, and this is like the first year they're not having it there. They moved it to Tennessee, but
Hmm.
there's a lot of theft down there every year that people would come, like 10 or 15 dirt bikes would get stolen
Oh, really?
every time.
Oh,
It's terrible. I felt so bad for those
I
guys.
would too.
Yeah. So
You put a lot of money into
I did
those.
have the chance though. Good friend of mine, Josh McDowell, raced the '98 Supercross, or he tried to qualify. Let me rephrase that. So he made it 3 laps and broke his collarbone, and that's another thing that kind of was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, dude, I don't want that.
I'll just do this.
Yeah.
I'm cool with this. But yeah, I've had all kinds of injuries, but nothing too severe. Like I've never really, I've screwed my knees up, and ligaments, hurt things like that,
Nothing needed surgery or anything like
but
that.
no surgery, no, lots of hitting my head and knocking myself silly.
Yeah.
Like I had one where I hit my head and my eye twitched for 6 months, and then I hit my head again and my eye quit twitching.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's like, it's like, how did that happen?
I don't know, man.
How does that work? But um, but it was fun. I miss it immensely. I miss it. I love racing. I still do. But honestly, I think I love being a Cutman more than I like riding a motorcycle.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know.
I get it.
It's weird because it's like people like see me. In fact, I had like a couple of text messages over the weekend. Like, did I just see you on TV? Like people I went to high school with, and I'm 43 now,
Yeah.
and they're like, did I just see you on TV? And I'm like, yep. And I mean, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You see me on TV. How'd you get that job? Work my ass off.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like countless hours of free Cutman?
Yeah.
Like,
Countless hours of just trying to do what is right and trying to do it the right way and not trying to be not being an asshole.
yeah.
Like
that goes a long way.
like try just like there's like almost every cut man I've ever dealt with or cut woman I've ever dealt with have always been the nicest people
Yeah.
and will help you and do anything for you. But there are a few.
Yeah.
There are a few that are you're just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
But
They're the outliers. For the most part, like really successful people are usually pretty generous.
I will help anybody.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I mean, if you want to learn how to wrap hands or if you want to learn, I'll help you. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
I will help anybody. But if you're gonna be an asshole
Yeah.
or just just a general shitty person, I don't want to deal with you.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that in my life no more.
Yeah. Dude,
I
you
don't.
gotta audit the people in your life 100%.
Yeah, you do, and I've learned that. In the past like 10 years. I've had to do that
It's
a
hard to
lot.
do, man.
Well, it's it's hard to do when you want to be a good person and
Yeah.
you want to help everybody. I've noticed that. Like I have a set group of people that I'm super close with, like Sid G. Like I talk to Sid G every day.
Oh yeah.
Every single day we talk. Jeremy Johnson, we talk almost every day. I have a lot of Jordan. Me and Jordan used to talk every single day, but we don't talk as much now. But we do still talk a lot. I try, especially since he's in fight camp right now. I don't like bothering him when he's doing that.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something trivial, just But I will check in on him and hey man, how you feeling? How's weight? How's this?
Yeah.
Just because, like I said, I've been with him since day one.
Right.
And
It's like a little brother.
yeah, and I mean, like, dude, they used to like him and Aaron Brown. Those guys also used to come to my house and live at my house and eat, and we'd barbecue all the time. I mean, I miss having those. I miss having everybody over all the time. But I also gotta work,
Yeah. Yeah, man, you got your own things to take care
right?
of.
And just it's just a little bit of everything. I've got a 14-year-old and I deal with that and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
trying to have fun.
Yeah, man, just work and kids and that would take up enough,
Yeah,
dude.
well, we were talking before we come on. You got what, a 10 and an 8?
10 and 8, yeah, they'll be 11 and 9 this year. And I like that they're getting
What's their
older.
birthdays?
So AJ will turn 11 in July
Uh-huh.
31st, and Addison is June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll be 9 this year.
So my son just turned Ryder. He just turned 14 December 15th.
Okay.
So I took him to Invicta
Yeah.
for his 14th birthday.
Oh, he probably enjoyed
Oh,
that.
dude, he had a blast.
Yeah.
He met Megan Anderson, and I'm like, hey Megan, can he get a picture with you? She's like, yeah, absolutely. And he's like, are you from Australia? And she's like, well, yeah, I am. And he's like, oh, cool, So he gets this picture, and she walks away, and he goes, oh my God, Dad, she's so hot. I start laughing. I'm like, yeah, son, she's very pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around.
Yes, son. There's a lot of very pretty women in MMA.
Yeah, I just like that they're getting older because they're more independent now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a little bit less for me to have to do.
Just wait.
In a different capacity.
In a different capacity until they get to the stage where I'm at, where you're just like, oh my God, just do your homework and brush your teeth.
Yes, please.
Because
Dude.
he's at that age where he's 14, so he's 14, so of course he's going through puberty, and he just doesn't care. He's like, I see him the other day. I'm like, dude, you've had those socks on for 3 days. I'm like, they can literally walk away. Go take a bath.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so gross. And
Deodorant, son. Use it.
yes, I got like 4 things to the degree, and I put them in his room, in his bathroom, because he's got his own bathroom, and I'm like, there you go, dude.
Yeah.
Use those.
Yeah.
Use this toothbrush. Girls don't like nasty teeth.
That's very true. Yeah, man, my son's just starting to get there where he's just, starting to talk back a little bit and rolling his eyes. He just knows more now.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro.
I'm at that stage. I'm also at that stage where he's like, I'm gonna be driving soon, and I'm like, oh God, please save me now.
Oh man, yeah. I dread that insurance going up and.
Oh, he goes, what? So I get your Jeep whenever I turn 16, right? I go, you know how to drive a stick? And he goes, no, you'll teach me. I'm like, no, I'm not.
No, I won't.
Because you ain't getting my Jeep.
Dude, yeah, you better start working now. Save up for something.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun. It's trying, but it's fun. I mean, I absolutely love my son.
Yeah.
He's a blessing. He really is.
Yeah, man. And yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I started really young. I was 20 whenever I had my son.
I was 27, 28
Yeah.
when I had Ryder, and it's my only kid I have. I only have one, so
Yeah, it's not a bad way to go.
sometimes I wish excuse me. I wish he had a brother or sister,
Yeah.
just because he's the only child, so he's kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
So he's got that.
There is that. But also you see brothers, I'm sure like Jordan and his brother, like you have like a training partner.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, there's 3 of
Yeah,
them.
I say there's
an
3 of
older
the
brother.
there's 3 of the Dowdies.
Yeah.
No, Jordan's the oldest.
Is Jordan the oldest?
Jordan's the oldest.
Jordan
And
is
then
the oldest.
Jared's the middle, and
And
Jake's the
then
baby.
Jake's the youngest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So, well, Ryder has three stepsisters now.
Okay.
So, but
Kind of
he
melds
went,
them out some, I hope.
yeah, but he was 12 when he got his, like he was only a kid until like 12 or 13 or 12. And then like his mom got remarried and he's got three stepsisters. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, what do we do here?
Yeah.
You
Whoa,
know?
that's a whole lot of
Yeah.
estrogen to deal
Yeah,
with.
it is what it is. But yeah, it's, I just shake my head. Some of the shit that comes out of his mouth, you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah. Do you see yourself in him a lot? You ever does he
Yeah.
do something? You're
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
oh, I did do that,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
I? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
Mom, Dad, I'm so sorry.
my dad, my dad has a head injury now. He got in an accident a few years ago, but my dad's like always, ha ha, you used to, he's like, you used to do the same shit, like my dad doesn't remember yesterday, but he remembers that shit I did
Yeah.
25 years ago.
He's
It's
like, you're sneaking out of the house and doing this. And...
oh, there ain't no sneaking out the house. I'll kick that ass for that.
But did you is the question?
No.
No?
No. I knew better.
I snuck out a couple times. I didn't get caught, but I think he did though. I think my dad did catch me one time. He was just really cool about it,
Right.
Because I had like a little stool, like my window was low enough.
Right.
I put like a little bucket so I could like step on and like get in and get out. And he's like, "What's this bucket doing here?" I'm just like, "I don't know."
See, and here's the messed up part. So where the house I grew up in, like I had a deck on the back of my house. So so our house was built on a hill, but we had a deck. And I could just walk around the back door, and I never did because I was so scared of my dad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm not. I remember at 15 what he did to me. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna. I'll just go to bed.
It's like I like to have a place to live.
I like that, and I like having my ass where it's at because he would have straight kicked it.
Hey man, different times.
So what's going on with you? Anything new?
Nothing new. I'm just grinding on the podcast.
Got some bigger sponsors now. I see.
Yeah, Jumbo Superfoods.
Right on.
Everybody go to JumboCBD.com. Save 20% with the code outside. I'm still gonna do a pre-roll and plug them in the beginning anyway. But
Dude, but hey, it's like me. I've got, Sub-Zero, cryotherapy,
Yeah.
that MMA show. Tony Rottini's been with me from like almost day one.
yeah,
Vinyl Images, John Duver, and those guys out there are awesome.
I'm trying to sit down with John.
Dude.
He's so damn busy.
Yeah, dude, that man is super
People
busy.
don't know it, but John is legitimately like he's the best in the fucking industry at what he does.
Oh yeah,
like,
he teaches people. Well,
he's a consultant. He teaches people
Well,
now.
he won
and
like rap championship or something
2
like
or
that.
3 years in a row.
Shit, more than that. I thought it was like 5 or 6.
It might have been. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just
mean,
caught the last 2 or 3 then.
Yeah, like
But he's the leader in his industry.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's legit.
So I have a friend that does the same thing, kind of.
Yeah.
He owns a graphics company and all that. That's who used to make my dirt bike graphics and all that.
Yeah.
So he went to that class that John teaches, and like they start talking. They realized they both knew me.
Yeah.
So he calls me, and I'm like, I was talking to Josh, and I'm like, so what do you think? He goes, dude, I feel like an idiot. And he's been doing this. He like he said, he's been doing it for freaking 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't know half of what his guy knows at all.
John is so good, man. He's just
Dude.
he's a very type A.
Have you ever seen all the stuff they do? It's so amazing.
Well, I know he did. I've seen like the cars and different things that
Yeah.
he's posted, which is really nice. And then I first became aware of John. Well, obviously he fought some as an amateur, and he's a ref. He's a great ref.
Great ref.
He's just good at what he does. Like
Yeah.
anything he decides to do, like he just
Like he dabbles.
commits.
Yeah, he commits into it, and he's just like, you know what? Let's just do this.
Yeah, but he does all the vinyl and like all the supplement superstores. He does
Yeah.
all of those. And yeah, man, he's a
Didn't they
fucking
do
man.
like a diamond store or something like that? It was
might
on.
have.
They were on their it was on their Facebook. It was pretty cool. It was like
Yeah.
it was.
Well, I saw he was rapping a helicopter a few weeks back.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I must have missed that one.
I was like, holy shit, man, this guy is doing it. Yeah, so
I watched him sit there and do that. Yeah, so I've got they're a sponsor of mine, and then the Clinch Gear out in California. I had to have those guys. I'm a huge Dan Henderson fan. I love Dan Henderson.
yeah,
He's like one of my favorite people.
yeah.
And I've met him a few times, but I always remember him coming out in Clinch Gear, and I'm like, I got those guys as sponsors. I'm like, yes,
Yes, like, I made it.
yeah. And then Pintos Customs over in Alton, Rosewood Heights. It's a body shop.
Okay,
Good friend of mine from high school owns it, and he always sponsors me every year.
nice. How do you like to go about getting your sponsors? Or like,
Man, it's hard. And then I also have Brad Carey Realty. I forgot
Yep.
about Brad. Brad's a
does
huge.
Brad own Nemesis?
Yeah.
he bought Nemesis.
Yeah, he bought
Okay.
Nemesis.
Yeah.
Him and Marlene. Man, it's really hard. I hate asking people
for money.
for money. Dude, I do. I hate it. Oh, and then I got image auto cells.
You also have war tape, right? Or they
No, I
no?
don't have war tape.
Okay.
That's they. No, I don't have war tape.
Okay.
I tried to get war tape at one point and didn't get them, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
I've actually been using a new tape and gauze called Empire,
Okay.
and they're from England, and actually they're launching their U.S. side like soon, like next couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I've been using them lately, and dude, it's so amazing.
Really.
Like the gauze and the gauze was made for wrapping hands.
Nice.
It's so. I mean, like next time I see each other, like you need to sit down.
Just
with
wrap
me.
my hands
Just
for
wrap
me.
your hands, just so you
It's
be
been a
like,
long time
be
since I
like,
had
oh
them
my
wrapped.
god, yeah.
Dude, I didn't even wrap my hands my last fight.
I know you didn't. I was like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, you idiot?
That's what I said to you too. I remember. I'm like, are you sure? And you're like, no, I'm not gonna. I'm like, Adam,
It feels-
are you sure?
It feels so good without them, though.
I
It
know.
feels so
Until
because
you-
like when you start grappling,
yeah,
that's
I understand.
that's the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people, you know, it's like I ask people, do you want your thumb wrapped or this not?
Yeah.
You know, and so it's all depends on how you want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like over at CMMA, we wrapped everybody's thumbs, but even though it was a big wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
you know, gym, you know, because of Granite City Wrestling is like a freaking college wrestling.
Oh yeah, Granite
know.
City has really good wrestling.
Right. Well, most of our kids were out of Granite City,
Mhm.
so or guys were out of Granite City.
Well,
so
Illinois in general just has really
Yeah.
good wrestling.
Well, did you see EJ?
Yeah, EJ
EJ's
had a state champ and a
state
third
champion
placer.
and a third placer his first year as head coach. That's awesome.
That's
for EJ.
amazing.
That's
and
badass.
that state champ, I think, is going to like Old Dominion. Or
Oh my God,
he's
really?
going to a D1 school. I'm pretty confident.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good
man.
for him then.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
I mean, I know EJ had big goals as a head coach, and he's
And knocked it out of
starting
the
off
park his
strong.
first year.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
Well,
just
he's
crushed it.
Such an elite wrestler.
Oh
Elite
yeah, dude.
competitor. just
Like
in
I
general.
remember like one of the first times, or not one, yeah, the first and only time I ever rolled with EJ, and I'm like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
Sal Woods is the same way. I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate it every time you're switching your partners and doing that, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna set this one out because
Yeah.
I hated wrestling with Sal Woods.
Sal has good wrestling. People forget that because he liked to stand and bang with people.
Yeah, Sal's is tougher. I just,
Sal's
I
too.
love him.
Yeah,
He's
man,
just-
it was real unfortunate there for a while. He just kind of became the gatekeeper for a lot of people. Like he fought Tyron Woodley, fought Chandler, two or three other big fights.
Yeah, Pat Healy.
Yeah.
He fought. God, who else did he fight? I'm trying to remember who else.
He's
he
fought a lot of people.
Dude, that guy's fought everybody.
Tough as nails.
Don't care. He'll fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
Such a nice guy too.
Oh yeah, and has a wealth of knowledge, especially about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like he made Jordan Dowdy a better wrestler just by training with him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he taught me how to halfway. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I never wrestled. I never did anything until I
Yeah.
stepped the first day in CMMA. I did
None.
nothing. I raced motorcycles. That's what I did.
You definitely changed worlds, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what everybody says. I'm surprised you're in that. I thought you'd be in the motorcycle industry. No, I don't want anything to do with the motorcycle industry.
Yeah. Why not?
Just kind of.
It's kind of lost its
Yeah,
appeal.
it lost its appeal to me.
Yeah.
You know.
I understand the feeling because when people ask me like, "Do you still want to compete?" Because I mean, I could very well compete. Like, it's not like I
Yeah.
can't physically
I mean,
compete.
what are you, 31?
31.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I could physically do it. It's just like I don't have the drive. Yeah.
I get it, dude. Trust me, I get it.
Yeah. You just lose it.
Well, it's like everybody's like, "Oh, you lose some weight, train." I'm like, I don't want to. I just don't. I'm sorry, I'm fat right now. I just don't want
Just
to.
fat and happy.
Well,
a lot of
it's-
wrestlers can understand that state.
Well, that and like I said, I've got to have hip replacement. So every day I get off work, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
Like I'm sore when I get home from work, and
Dude,
I
I
just
really
don't want to do
think that
nothing.
I think the muscle bomb will
I'm gonna
help
try it.
big time,
I'm
dude.
definitely gonna try
I'll send
some
you
of
the link, dude. I use the they have that's the 100 milligram. I also have a 200 milligram extra strength with menthol, and it is amazing. The first time I tried it was last year, right after a jiu-jitsu tournament. And after sometimes you compete, like you just wake up, you're sore, you're
Yeah.
stiff.
Yeah.
Dude, my hands were stiff. I could barely move them. Put it on my fingers, and then instantly I could bend my
Yeah,
fingers.
that's the one thing I would like to see. So I got arthritis in both hands.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
I'll let you try some before you leave, dude.
yeah, definitely try it on
Put it
my
on your hands
Yeah, yeah.
and let you feel it. And dude, it feels amazing. But the drops are cool because they're anti-inflammatory.
Right.
So I mean, a lot of things start from lots of inflammation. You know what I mean? So I think you'll get a good benefit from the CBD for sure. And then there's other things that you can do. I mean, and it helps your brain too.
Right.
So that's always good. And then do you do anything else for your brain? Have you ever tried Like, creatine's good for your brain.
I don't take anything, man. I
Yeah.
honestly I don't. I just
You're just like, yeah,
well, I was I had to take medicine like my whole life growing up, and
yeah,
I just don't like taking anything if I don't have to.
yeah.
Like I don't
I'm
even
with it.
I don't even take aspirin if I don't
Me
have to.
neither. I don't take
I can't
Tylenol,
stand it.
aspirin,
Yeah,
Advil. I don't take like any like over the counter like medicines for if I get sick or
yeah,
something. I usually just like tea. I rarely get sick, but I try to keep it as holistic as possible.
yeah. I don't get nowhere near as sick as I used to,
Yeah,
but I just like I said, I just don't like taking anything. I don't know
yeah,
what it's just weird. Like
yeah.
I Jordan Daddy gave me some pre-workout one day, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't like
You know,
pre-workouts. Do you you stop into Sub-Zero and do the cryotherapy at all? Have
I've
you?
done it a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah,
Didn't know if that would help with your hip or
I'd
not.
rather have Megan just rub me down.
Yeah.
Those
She's
amazing hands that
yeah,
she has. Oh my
I've
God.
never gotten stretched or like a massage from her, but
Oh, you need to.
I've only heard good things.
You need
She's
to.
like a wizard from my
Yeah, dude, you
understanding.
will. She's got magic hands.
Yeah.
Magic hands. It's like, oh.
Like she just knows where you're hurting.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
me, it's usually lower back and feet. It's all this weight, Sid.
So shoes, bro, the Vans.
Always,
You rock the
always.
Vans. I switched to barefoot shoes because they have like a wider toe box and there's
Right,
zero drop on the so like the heel isn't elevated. So I found like my ankles are just so tight. Which
right.
then like if you kind of go up the chain, like I can feel it in my knees and
Knees,
my hips.
and then in your lower back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like this whole chain, and it all
yeah.
starts with the feet. So, but yeah, dude, you're a sneakerhead. Only for the Vans though.
Only Vans.
We've talked about
Only
this.
Vans. And I'm weird about it. I've probably got 40 or 50 pairs of Vans, and I always have to buy the specialty shoe.
Yeah.
Like, so they have a special shoe that comes out every year. And this year is Disney, and this is like the first year I don't think I'm going to buy them.
So what Disney is it?
It's like Mickey Mouse,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's
It's
like,
like the classic characters.
yeah, it's kind of like,
You can buy them and resell them.
yeah, but if I buy them, I'll probably just they'll end up in a box. Cause like I got a pair of Charlie Brown ones,
Yeah.
and they're still sitting in the
I
box.
bet those look so cool.
They are cool because it's his shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like
next time I see you,
the yellow with like a brown line.
yeah, next
Yeah.
time I see you, I'll break them out and wear them.
Oh,
And then I've got this past year was Marvel, so I got Deadpool ones.
those are sick, I'm sure.
The high tops, yeah, those are cool. But they're leather, and I don't really like leather shoes,
Yeah.
but they're cool. I like them. I mean,
I just like the Deadpool design on a
yeah,
lot of things.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it
just
was
looks
cool.
cool.
Like these are the ultras, and dude, these things are so comfortable and so light. They're like
Oh
more
yeah.
like a Nike,
Oh yeah, these are
you
super
know.
flexible,
Yeah,
super light, airy.
yeah. So they make these in a couple different styles. And in fact, I've got my first pair of Nikes this recently in like probably 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought a girlfriend got them for me on from Kohl's. They were like $30.
No,
And I just use them as my cut shoes.
it
So
works.
yeah,
You get
I
blood
mean,
on those, no
yeah, who
big deal.
cares? Yeah, I don't care
Yeah.
if they get blood on those.
Yeah, man. When you find what you like, it's just it's hard to switch.
Yeah, well, and then I've turned my kid into a Vans sneakerhead, and he's like, I still got his first pair of Vans I bought him, and they were Stormtrooper Vans. They literally look like a Stormtrooper. It's because that's the other thing is I'm a huge Star Wars geek.
Are you?
Oh, I love Star Wars. I have a Invicta, two Invicta watches. They're both got um, stormtroopers in them.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so like one's white and black, and then one other one's just all black. And like so anything with Star Wars, dude, I'm a geek for it. I don't know what it is. I just remember growing up and going like that's like the first movie my parents ever took me to
Yeah.
at the theater, and I just love it. I don't know. I
It's a good
just
story,
love
man.
I just love the whole surrounding of it. Other than the last movie was kind
I
of.
was going to ask you. Yeah. What did you think of the more recent? I mean, Solo. What did you think of that?
I liked Solo.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Solo. I really liked Rogue One.
Yeah.
I really dug Rogue One because it kind of ties in,
I like Road One.
how they got the plans for the Death Star.
Hmm.
So that really got me where I was like, oh, this is cool. I really enjoyed Rogue One. The Last Jedi was, it just
Yeah.
I don't know. Luke went out like a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. I just and it was okay. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the next one.
Yeah.
I think they screwed up not letting J.J. Abrams take over the franchise.
Hmm.
Like he did such a good job with the Star Trek. I don't know if you've seen Star Trek,
I love Star Trek movies.
the J.J. Abrams ones,
Hmm.
or okay,
Yeah, the brand new
the
ones,
brand
right?
new ones.
There's
Yeah,
only two, right? Is there
yeah.
a
There's
third
only
one?
two. There's
Okay.
only two that I know of right now. And I
Yeah.
think there's a third one coming out soon or something, but I don't know if it's
Really
J.J.
good reboot,
Abrams.
though. I mean,
Yeah. So like J.J. Abrams, I really think that he should have been running that whole franchise, at least for right now.
yeah,
But that's just my opinion. I mean,
yeah.
who am I? You know.
I'm so easy to please. I go in. I just learned to go into a lot of movies without any expectation. I'm just like, it was entertaining. I mean, I'm not such a diehard
Right.
fan where I
Right.
can just like pick shit out. I was like, that's
Oh,
wrong. That's wrong.
yeah.
This is all off timeline. What's
Right.
going on?
Yeah. If you read the books, you're like, what the, it's like,
Pull your hair out.
right. It's like what was Clerks 2 when he,
Yeah.
they're just like, I just laugh at that. I love that's another one I really get into is Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah,
I
he's so good, man.
I really like the Kevin Smith series. All his movies.
Yeah. Growing up, my best friend said he was going to get every single movie that Jay and Silent Bob was in. Like, even if it was just like a brief cameo.
Yeah.
It was like, because I think they had a brief cameo in one of the Scream movies. And he's like, I'm going to even get that one.
I think so.
It was like it's 2 or 3. One of the,
I can't
can't remember, but
yeah.
it was a very brief cameo.
I know they did a bunch of stuff up in Canada too, Degrassi or something like that. They were in like a TV show.
Were they
up
in
there.
that show?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were in that
I didn't
TV
watch that show. I just know that show because when Drake hit the scene, like the rapper Drake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You're just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That blank look in my eyes, like, who's Drake?
Yeah.
I mean, I know who he is. I'm just.
But yeah, whenever he first came in the scene, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, the guy who was on Degrassi, he was in the wheelchair." I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Right.
I didn't watch that show. And people talk to me now, and I live under a rock. I don't watch TV.
Right.
So
Honestly, I watch the shit out of TV.
yeah,
I just always have. I mean, I've been watching this. What's that? SEAL Team. It's on Wednesday nights, and it hasn't
Okay.
been on for like the past 3 weeks. And I'm getting mad. I'm like, I want to watch that show. I really dig it.
yeah. I just canceled cable just for the financial aspect
Yeah,
of it.
I
I'm just
understand.
so I just have Netflix and well, actually I have quite a few things now. Netflix, Prime. I use my mom's Hulu.
So I have Prime and Netflix.
Yep.
Just trying to finish up. I actually still have not finished up season 2 of The Punisher, which I really got into.
It's good, man.
I know
I
it
just
is,
finished
and
it.
I haven't finished it
I'm
yet.
so disappointed to find out they canceled it.
It's going to Disney Plus.
But here's the thing. So that's what I thought.
I think it is.
I thought that Disney was going to take. I mean, they're making their own platform. They're going to take
Right.
all Marvel with them. But somebody told me that they weren't going to take the Marvel shows that Netflix made because they were too dark.
Really?
That's what they told me. I'm like,
Well, they let them actually make an R-rated Punisher finally, and
yeah.
I don't know.
I hope they.
I hope they do
I hope
because
they
I really
carry it
like.
over,
Yeah, 'cause
but
I really like John Bernthal.
yeah, man, he is the Punisher.
Yeah, he's the Punisher.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, plain and simple. I mean,
He just does so good.
he's Frank Castle all day long.
He's one of the best actors at crying and looking like he's not trying to cry.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see the Accountant with him and Ben Affleck? Where
Yes.
that was a good.
Such a good movie.
And he was good in that, and it's like, oh, that's my brother. It's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
You're like, well, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen that movie.
Well, check it out. It's not new.
Yeah, no, at all.
Such a good movie.
But yeah, it's just been crazy. Yeah, I just can't believe that they're doing that. But yeah, so you got Prime? Have you checked out? What was the name of that? Can't remember. I'll look it up here in a second when we're done with this.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
tell
talk
you.
about it. I just started watching the Umbrella School, or it's a new show on Netflix. Umbrella something, the Umbrella Academy, and it's brand new. It just started coming on. It's the synopsis is like 43 women around the world they woke up one day, they weren't pregnant, and then they gave birth. Yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, I know that's strange enough. But then there's this eccentric billionaire went and he bought like 7 of the kids,
Okay.
and 6 of them end up having like these superpowers. So that's kind of like the basis of the show. Yeah, it's actually really good.
Okay.
It's really interesting. I know it sounds. I watched the trailer. I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting, and I started watching it today. I think I'm like 2 or 3 episodes in.
Right on.
And it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. There's just so much content though.
Oh, there's so much stuff on there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like you're like, and just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, there's nothing here I really, really got to watch. So, I'll go back to regular TV.
Yeah, I just tell myself, I'm like, all right, do I really want to commit to this? Because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is like an X amount of hours of
You're
my
looking,
life.
yeah, I'm looking at the watch. I'm like, I can get sneak 1 or 2 episodes in, and then it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, shit, I gotta get up in like 4 hours. Like, oh, why did I do this?
Yeah, man. Or if the show's been out for a while, I'm like, all right, well, there's 4 seasons, like 10 episodes per season, like X amount. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be like, this much amount of my life. I'm about to commit to this show.
That's the name, Bosch.
Bosch.
Bosch on Prime. It was good.
I have
It's a
to check it out.
detective show. It's
Okay,
cool.
I like detective shows.
Yeah.
My girlfriend does too. She's
Yeah.
into that shit.
Yeah, you'll like that.
She watches so many murder mysteries. It kind of, I don't know if I should be worried.
As long as she ain't watching Dexter, you're good. I'm just kidding.
She's watching it now.
That's awesome series.
I love that show, dude.
Oh.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's really
So
good.
All right, Craig, we've been going for a little bit now.
yeah, we have,
I have
haven't
to
we?
go teach some kids jujitsu here in like
Oh,
30 minutes.
Okay, yeah, and I gotta go home.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up. I think you plugged all your sponsors, but if you want to plug anything
Yeah,
else,
I
or your
would-
sponsors, or your
Definitely
socials.
like to thank Rotini Roofing, Clinch Gear, Sub-Zero Cryotherapy, that MMA show, Pintos Customs, Vinyl Images,
Yep.
Image Auto Sales, Brad Carey Realty. If you need a house, call Brad. Thank everybody there. You can check me out on Facebook at Craig Nasello, on Instagram at
Yeah.
Cutman Craig.
Yeah, I'll put your links in the show
Yeah,
notes.
so I
too,
mean, I'm
make it
just
easy.
appreciate you having the time and taking the time to sit down with me, man. I think we
Absolutely,
kind of
dude.
we went a little bit everywhere, didn't we?
Yeah, well, that's not how most of our
It's
conversations
all
go.
good. Yeah, I mean, every time we talk, we're like, we'll start on something that's like both of our ADDs kick in, and we're like, what about this?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, squirrel.
Yeah, scroll. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, man, I appreciate it.
All right,
really
brother.
do.
All right, everybody. Till next time.